Welcome, 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 everybody, to the new show. It's called the Jolley Marriage Show. How you like that? The Jolley Marriage Show. Sharon Fanto, I love you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody from Cox Media and Cox Companies in Atlanta, Georgia. Greg and Linda Cazera are on. One's on Instagram and one's on Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where are y'all today? At home. They're at home watching. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So we're excited to have people coming in as we celebrate this kickoff of this summer. We're still in summer. It's nice summertime. Okay, what do we have to tell people? First thing is that we want to let you know that the Relationship Repair Series, Cheryl told us to tell everybody about that, is available for everybody to take advantage of. 5 sessions plus a bonus session. Sex, finances, communication, family matters, and blended families. And then the 11 biggest issues or mistakes people make in relationships and how to fix them. So you can go to jolleymarriage.com/events and take full advantage of that. Get it, order it, and watch it. And you can do it at your convenience once you order it. Is that right?
Yes, dear.
All right, very good. For those who don't know, might be joining us the first time, we're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. And we got some hot news for you. Coming up later this month, we're going to be on the Today Show. That's right, on the Today Show. Right now, the date is the 22nd of August. Our third hour today, we'll be there talking about marriage. So put it on your calendars, all right?
That's Today Show in New York.
We'll be in New York at the Today Show, okay? Senior Terrence jumped in. He said, break the mold. Your marriage is cold. So get the book. It's the new marriage handbook. Hey, y'all.
You take pictures of it. It's amazing.
Senior Terrence is awesome.
How do you take the pictures of the stuff he says? I can't write it down.
Break the mold. Your marriage is cold. So get the book. It's the new marriage handbook. Hey, y'all. That's Terrence.
I have to take a picture.
She got to take a picture of it. All right. Sharon, first day of school in Atlanta. Wow. Wow.
This is first day of school?
Wow.
August 1st? You're back in school?
Yeah, back in school. Darlene Davis, welcome to today's show. That's right. The date is the 22nd of August, Monday the 22nd of August.
And the third hour, what hour is that?
The 10 o'clock hour, 9 o'clock hour, up to the Today Show.
Okay.
All right, third hour. So we'll be in the third hour of the Today Show. All right. We're excited about that. So we're on the Today Show in New York City and talking about the marriage book. So that's because of all of you. Let me tell you, that's because of all of you telling your friends about this Jolley Marriage Show, the new name, on Monday nights. And so many people have said, I watch it either live or I watch the replay on YouTube. We don't care how you get it. We're just glad you get it. And we're glad of all the people who are calling us, reaching out to us, sending us emails, and saying it's helped their marriage. That's why we do this. No one's paying us to do this. We do this because we realize that if we help people, then it will be a blessing to them and a blessing to us. So, yes, Sharon Fanto's 522 at 9 a.m. Yay. Go Jollies. We're proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
the topic. Let's get to it.
Let's get to the topic. What do you do? Well, you said it so nicely. Why don't you repeat it?
I said, the first one. Okay. How do I get my spouse to love me the way I want to be loved?
Ooh.
And you should give the background for that. Because actually, he is more of the counselor type, and people actually talk to him, male and female. I wonder why they don't talk to me first. Why do you think that? Why do you think they don't call and talk to me first and they tell you all their business?
Because I have a counseling spirit. Versus, I always tell people, if you on a ledge and you about to jump, don't call D. Because D gonna say, you gonna jump? Well, jump then. If you gonna jump, jump!
Now, you know I don't say that.
What do you say? Oh, you gonna say, "Come on in"? She always says the man with the gun who puts it to his head and says, "Y'all come closer."
No, I don't want my friends to think that I'm not compassionate.
What is it?
But I just have an issue with when people say they're gonna do something. It's selfish to say I'm gonna hurt myself to get back at you. That's selfish.
So what are you telling me?
I'm working on having compassion. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I'm gonna shoot myself. I'm gonna jump off the ledge. Look, everybody, I'm gonna jump off the ledge, right?
So what are you telling me to do?
Them, but you're gonna kill you. I don't. I'm working on me. I'm working on understanding how to. Okay, what's that number? 988.
That's
so
if you got mental health. 988. Call 988.
Challenges. That's why you don't call you call
the professional.
The professionals.
Or call me. Don't call D. Whatever you do. Gladys Pemberton, so glad you're here. Thank you for that, Gladys. We'll be on the Today Show with Al Roker. Hopefully he'll be there. Not on vacation, but whoever will be there, will be there. And many of you saw me last Monday night, a week ago Monday, on Like It or Not, on Fox 5. And so many people have responded to that show.
I can tell you, I've never seen it. Isn't that something?
Yeah, well, you led yoga that time of day.
You're right.
So anyway, golden rule: whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them. For this is the law and the prophets. That's right. That's right, Terrence. So okay, we're going to talk about what do you do when.
Okay, give them the background. Your conversation.
Well, I had a conversation with somebody who said, my spouse.
You really actually had a counseling session and was a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
And in the process of them, I'm giving a background, because you're not giving the background as to how you, because this was a specific question, which was a piece of
multiple layers.
Yes.
And so the question was, why my spouse doesn't love me the way I want my spouse to love me. And that's a problem. Yeah, now I love my spouse. My spouse loves me, but it's not the way I want them to love me. And that's a problem. Wow. That was unique. So I talked to this person about that issue. And
can you just say that it was a woman that you were talking to?
Say, what difference does it make? What difference does it make? It's a person. Now, it was a woman. Now that you got to give all of the details. But it doesn't make a difference whether it's a woman or a man.
I think it does.
No, it does not. If somebody...
See, we're already disagreeing.
Well, we disagree, but we don't get disagreeable. So we've 37 years. 37 years. Gladys, can you remember when I came to Roosevelt and said, how do I reach her? You remember? You gave her my number. I said, give her my number. Gladys was the teacher, helped to coordinate this getting together. Thank you, Gladys. So 37 years we've been married. 40 years together. 40 years together.
I got nothing.
37 years married.
I was only 10.
Okay, so what do you do in that situation? And
I'm saying it's complicated in the sense that if you don't know enough of the background as to how she ended up with this.
Well, that's not. I don't want to go into that. That's okay. Privy conversation. As a counselor, there's some things you talk about, some things you don't. You keep to yourself.
Okay. You have your counseling hat on.
I got my counseling hat on.
Okay.
And coaching hat, and I coach folks, and I talk to them, and I find the details, and find a lot of backstory. But here's what I did say.
So this is what I'm saying. Part of the backstory is,
but it's not.
Necessary.
That's not. No, it's not necessary. It's not necessary to go into why the person says they don't love me like I want to be loved. They love me the way they want to love me.
Okay, what was your answer?
My answer was very simple. You got to communicate. Look. Most issues in marriage are communication rooted, a foundation of communication issues. No matter what, it's about communication. If somebody's not loving you the way you want to be loved, or making love to you the way you want to be made love to, or courting you the way you want to be courted, or romancing you the way you want to be romanced, then you got to tell them. You got to tell them. You got to have communication. And that's where it breaks down, because people are uncomfortable in their marriage talking to their significant other about why or what they want. Yeah, Terrence said the spouse is not telepathic. Communication. Jesus, Lord have
You
mercy.
say that, but it's not necessarily that easy to do. So how do you? Okay, I wrote down it's communication issues. Okay, when we were talking about
lack thereof.
About this. This is the topic we were going to discuss, and I wrote down communication issues, and that's the most common thing
That's the basis for all
the
problems in marriage.
Okay.
Almost always a communication.
But when you start talking about love, and then are you talking about how you make me feel in terms of intimacy? Or are you talking about having sex? Or are you talking about both? That's what I was saying. Okay, it's more to me. It's more complicated than that, because you have to be very careful. Okay, conversation-wise. So some conversations I have had with women, married women, about, how do I say this politely? Okay, so my husband doesn't satisfy me, right?
Yeah.
We were the guests at a small church dinner couples program, and of course they didn't say this out in the open, but during the break, and we were having conversation, and several women together, and one wife said, "Well, my husband works long hours, and
to pay the bills.
Jobs to pay the bills, but then I'm not sexually satisfied because he's too tired when he gets home." Now I'm like, okay, he's working overtime to make money to pay the bills, and then you're saying you're not satisfied because he can't get it up because he broke down. Is that it? Is that? You see what I'm saying?
She breaks it down right to the nitty gritty. She goes right to the nitty gritty.
You can't have. So there's a need for a conversation. Then maybe he needs to work less hours, and maybe you need to get an extra job. But that definitely, you're complaining because he's a provider, but is not sexually satisfying you because he's working all the time. That requires more than just. That requires a lot of conversation.
A lot of conversation.
And to not adversely affect his ego and his manhood. Okay. So that's when I said becomes complicated. Because if you're talking about women who are the crockpots and the men who tend to be more the microwaves.
Oh, explain that. You got to explain that. Women are crockpots. What does that mean?
It takes time to get warmed up and to get in the mood, right? And to get to the point where you're
stimulated.
So that before play.
All of that. Right.
And men tend to be more, their sex organs on the outside.
Push the button.
And they tend to be more. But see, here's the thing, is that with the man, since his sex organs on the outside is readily available, you have to be careful to not offend or to not demean them and their ego. So if you say, and then I'm going to go back to how you say stuff and understanding the personality and the temperament of your mate impacts your ability to, okay, how do I get him or her to love me the way that I want to be loved? Well, are y'all even speaking the same language?
That's a big one.
I don't even know if you see. I was not having this conversation that Willie does with this when he does counseling and he's mentoring, because he's on the phone for sometimes an hour or so. Oh my God, I can't. It's overwhelming to me. I'm like, if somebody just pulled my teeth out or something, it's just. You're wonderful.
What did I tell y'all? If you're going to jump off a bridge, don't call her. I'll talk for an hour and a half, 2 hours to get you to come back in. My time's up. I got to go to yoga. Jump.
Communication, unpacking communication, because this is the situation. You have to be sensitive.
So
And
let me take a couple of the comments here. Zen Benefiel said most issues anywhere are from lack of communication, unspoken, unfulfilled expectations. We've talked about, we had a show about unmet expectations create animosity that often festers. Be vulnerable, share. Then you have to risk rejection. You do.
And I think that becomes a major issue with men if you're not careful, because we had another instance, we were again speaking for church couples, and the one lady said that her husband wasn't there, that when she said to her husband that she was not fulfilled, he told her she didn't know what she was talking about. Right?
Yep.
Now, the backstory there is that she had married later in life, and his first wife had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they got married, and he said, I know what I'm doing. There's a level of insensitivity. So how do we break down those barriers? Why are you laughing?
Because he thought he was a baller. I got it going on. I got it going on. You got Big Daddy coming up in here. She said, where was it? What happened? Where Big Daddy go?
Such a sensitive.
But some men have this bravado.
So what do you do about that?
I'm going to tear you up when I get you home tonight.
Did you know what I said to you?
What's that?
The research. I read all these different
She's
things.
a research.
Yeah. And that, how do I say this? I'm trying to think of the appropriate word. Because you always say I'm in shock.
Go ahead, say what you're going to say. Just go ahead, say it. Just say it. Go ahead, get it out. Get it out.
Now,
go ahead.
Okay. That the research says when they were interviewing thousands of women that women often don't have orgasms.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is that what you were trying to say?
Yes.
All right. And they don't have orgasm because somebody didn't create the experience.
Whatever. The experience was not created, and they did not get satisfaction. And it was interesting research that many women do not have orgasms.
Wow. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And so that might be part of this. You didn't love me the way I wanted to be loved.
Right. And so the article was also saying that to make sure that both parties get equal satisfaction, that sometimes it's beneficial to make sure that the woman has an orgasm first, because it also moisturizes the areas. Is that too much information? Right. Are y'all like, oh my God? Okay. So
Go ahead.
So the area is more moisturized, which becomes an issue as you get older and your vaginal area starts to dry.
Oh, here we go. I was waiting for her to start talking the V word. The V word, she.
I'm not going to. Okay.
All right.
So I'm saying that it's a very sensitive issue, and how you talk. And how you talk to your spouse really depends upon how well you study them and know the kinds of words to use and what turns them on. Right? So you got two. So in my review, two things that I think that we should be aware of in terms of our conversation. Right?
Okay.
All right. The temperament that each person has, 4 basic temperaments, right? As well as Gary Chapman, who is the #1 person with the love language, right? So if you understand a person's love language, you will understand what turns them on.
Great.
And with the love language, also the idea of your temperament, your temperament, how you are basically wired affects how you are going to interact or how you should interact with your mate. And I don't think that many of us actually look at that or have studied that, because that's a lot of work. I mean, you got the job, you got the kids, you got all these things going on. And you're like, I'm ready to just sit down and relax. And then you tell me I gotta study my mate and find out what turns them on.
Well, you did that with me. You had kids. You had a child.
I know, but I
was working.
I'm weird, and I had already been married before, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta figure this out. There you go.
All right. Well, she did. She loves me.
But let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go. You just.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about that. You see, she's
on
a roll here tonight. She's on a roll. Let's see,
Terrence.
Terrence, did you recently hear that Nick Cannon had about 80% of women? I don't know what he said, but I know he had a bunch of babies by a bunch of women.
All by different women.
He's going to be working forever to put them kids through college.
So what's interesting, my take on him is that he has figured out the right button. He has studied them enough to know the right button to push to get what he wants from each of them. That's all I'm going to say about that.
But he's going to be working hard for a long time. Like when we went to Dubai. We went to Dubai. And we get off the plane for Dubai. I'm going to be speaking there for Johnson & Johnson Middle East. And we get off the plane, and there's a man with a clipboard, and he says, okay, sir, how are you? Welcome. How many wives do you have to declare? I said, what did you say? How many wives do you have to declare? Wives do I have to declare? I got one wife, and I'm working all I can to make her happy. Wow, how would I have time and energy for more than one of her? How could I do that? It's not possible. He started laughing. I said, look, I got one. That's all. That's it. I'm done.
Okay, let's go back to two things.
All right.
Advice.
Okay.
I understand the temperament of your mate. You're like, what is that?
Oh, you taught a class at our church about temperament. Give us a different temperament.
Again.
All right, here we go.
So there's a sanguine.
Woo!
Okay. Outgoing, never saw a stranger, all this other kind of stuff. Okay, is that the kind of person who is your spouse or your significant other, who's always bouncing off the walls? And how do you handle them? Which would be very different than somebody who's choleric in terms of calmer, detail-focused, right? As opposed to the melancholy. The melancholy is very introspective and lists. That tends to be me. Yeah. Oh, back to choleric. They're bossy too. I'm like that too. Then you got phlegmatic. The phlegmatic is easy. Right?
Yeah.
So you need to know the kind of hard wiring that your spouse has. So that would help you in terms of how you approach it.
Yes.
Right?
Our friend Bishop Al Wade taught when we did our first marriage seminar. He taught about hard wiring and how many of the problems in marriage are because people don't realize their spouse is hardwired. Like, they write with their right hand. That's hardwired. Then you got to make them write with their left hand. That's not how they came. They write with their right hand, or they might be hyper, or whatever it is. That's how they're hardwired. So
you can't change that. So you study them. You will then learn how they are, and then you can adapt and adjust so that you two can get along as effectively as possible.
Got it.
So then study their temperament, then go into what their specific love language is. And that's the Gary Chapman 5 love languages, been around forever, right?
Yeah.
So what turns you on? So you've got words of affirmation, kind, loving, and you're very good with that with me.
Yes.
Maybe it's because you're speak up.
That's her ongoing joke, folks. Whenever she wants to speak up. All right, go ahead. Words of affirmation.
So that says that you speak kindly, you speak sweetly to me.
Yeah.
And I don't like to be yelled at. I don't like, my standing line was, my daddy never raised his voice to me. You can't raise your voice to me. Right. So, thoughtful, sweet words.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I need.
Okay.
Okay. For somebody else, it might be quality time. I don't really require, when I say quality time, what time are we going to do this? I want you to go with me here or there. That might be what one spouse needs.
Terrence said his love language is money, y'all. Money.
Is it quality time?
All right.
Do they need you to be with them? Does that show them that you care, the quality time?
Mm-hmm.
Then for some, it's physical touch, right? You like that. You like physical touch, and I like so physical touch, yes, dear. Or acts of service, doing something kind, like bringing me coffee, or if you brought me a vegan something, which says it's very, very thoughtful.
Or buying you a car.
We're not. Yes.
Like we've been at the car dealership today, buying you a car. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. No, that would be the next one. Receiving gifts.
I
The
guess
car
you're right.
is a gift.
Yeah, okay, gift.
Okay.
Okay. Acts of service is when I bring you the coffee or I bring you
Correct.
something.
Or you change the linen on the bed and surprise me. And I'm not saying, Willie, come on, let's change the linen on the bed, right? Acts of service you thought about, you know it's important to me, right?
Yes.
And then for some, receiving gifts. I mean, I don't really need a gift from you because I've got you. How about that?
That's good. That was good. That was good.
But in this case, right now, you buy me a car.
So look, while time is almost up, we want to say that the answer to this question, what do you do when your spouse doesn't love you the way you want to be loved? One is help them see how you want to be loved by communication, and then talk about love languages. Because sometimes spouses don't know what your love language is. So words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch. You might not know. And then understand the different hardwiring of your spouse. You got to study them for that. I know how my wife is hardwired. I know that she has bottom line. She is straight to the bottom line. Don't give me a lot of fluff. Boom. So I try and get her the bottom line and tell her, here's where we're going.
And you know that's a challenge with you.
Because I want to tell the story. I want to give context. I want to give it the whole context. I want to draw the picture with my words.
So we meet somewhere in the middle because I'm holding my breath because I know he has to set it up. And I'm like, could we hurry it up? And I'm patient because I love him.
Oh.
And I'm anxious to get to the bottom line, but I want to give him a chance to express himself.
And Terrence said everything is quality time means money. Gifts of service, you give me the money. Acts of service, give me some money. Terrence said, look, remember this. A couple things. One, go to jolleymarriage.com. If you have not gotten our book, you don't have this book, you need 2 copies, one for you and your significant other. Go do it right now. Order 2 copies. And we want you to read them together. Okay, that's one. Number 2, if you've got some challenges in your marriage, go to jolleymarriage.com/events and order the Relationship Repair Series. It's awesome. It's dynamite. It is better than a divorce lawyer. 3, next week, we're going to be here, but we're going to be virtual. We're going to not be live because we're going to be on vacation. I'm going to be sitting on a beach. Yeah, I am. So we're going to pre-record next week. If you have a question or concern, send an email. If you have complimentary comments, send an email because I am not going to be online live. I'm going to be on the beach eating a lobster, eating a crab leg, eating a chicken wing.
He's going to be asleep.
I'm probably going to be asleep. So, y'all, next week we're going to, and then the following week, 2 weeks after next week, we'll be on the Today Show on a Monday morning. Y'all join us on the 22nd. 9 o'clock hour, third hour, we will be the Jollies on the Today Show talking about marriage. We're very excited about so many television shows. And so many people are now saying this book is making a difference. So, if you don't have the book, get it.
Got some good comments.
Get great comments from Zen Benefield. You got some great comments. So we're trying to save those comments. I guess Cheryl will say them. I think she said there's a way to save them. All right. Thank y'all. Our time is up. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
You.
We really appreciate you. Have a great week. We'll see you in a couple weeks live. We'll be back. And
enjoy your vacation.
If you have a vacation.
A lot of people are vacationing.
And if you're not, we're going to be vacationing for you. Anyway, we out. Have a good one.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.